look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Content is king. So if you have some content you need created, hit up iopvideo.com. Video production, podcasting, you name it, we can do it. iopvideo.com. We make things look pretty.
Hey, thank you very much for joining us, man. We really appreciate you.
No problem. Glad to be here.
How are you doing during all the pandemic? How are you doing right now?
Well, I probably was under a lot of stress like everybody else. Being locked down for 4 months straight. Not coming out. But now that we know that we can wear the mask and protect ourselves,
yes, sir.
I feel a lot better.
Well, same here. I've never seen anything like this in my whole life. I don't know. You've been around longer. I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like this before.
I don't think anybody alive saw this before.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's. Have you been you haven't been affected by it? Like anyone in your family or anything like that?
I lost about 7 friends, and I know about 10 people that had it.
Wow, that's crazy numbers, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I got a big contact list, so. Right.
No, yeah, definitely.
The more people you're in contact with, the better chance you have of knowing somebody who had it, or even contracting it yourself, if you're not.
Right. I can't think of a worse time to be a well-known personality, because I'm sure people want to come up to you when they see you at the store and stuff. And right now, I'm sure that's something you want to prevent, right?
Absolutely. It's kind of hard for me and awkward, because usually I'm always taking pictures with people and shaking hands and, high-fiving and hugging and all that. And not being able to do that right now is a little awkward, to tell people that you can't do it. It just doesn't seem right.
People still recognize you with the mask?
They do. They just the eyes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I got to ask you this, since, well, first of all, man, like I said, thank you again for doing this. We're still a young podcast, and we're just a group of friends that like to have conversations with people and share good stories. And we're really excited to have you on, because you got a lot of things going on for yourself right now. And I wanted to ask you, if this pandemic was going on back in the 80s, man, in your heyday, when you were doing what you were doing, how do you think that would have changed the way you moved back then?
I probably wouldn't have paid attention to it.
Wow.
I probably would have ignored it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, man. One of the questions I wanted to ask you also is, you right now, you got like one of the biggest cannabis industries going on right now. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I got 2 brands, LA Kingpin and another one that we just launched 2 weeks ago called Freeway.
Okay.
I'm excited about both of them. Matter of fact, Freeway sold out in 2 days of its release. So that was exciting. But my goal is just to make this brand as big as I can, and to open up doors for as many other people that is trying to get into the industry.
I heard you in an interview say you want to take over. You want to be the marijuana king. And
yeah, I like that. I like that title.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm only 30. I remember when it was illegal when I was younger, but that was a brief, time that has been legal now. For you, with you were at one point and doing life in jail for drugs. Did you ever imagine you'd be one day free and legally selling marijuana?
Never, not in my wildest dreams. I was doing my time in Texas, Texarkana, so I didn't know that it was a movement going out here in LA and on the West Coast. I was totally ignorant of those facts. So I never counted marijuana inside of my inside of my strategy when I got home.
How do you feel about like people that are doing jail still from back then for marijuana charges?
I think that it's wrong. I don't think that incarceration is the way that we deal with the problem of drugs. I think it's a medical problem, and I feel like it should be treated as such.
Right, right. And that's especially with like right now with the whole opioids epidemic. Do you think that in certain aspects that whole like the modern day opioids compared to how back then crack, the media, do you think it doesn't get as much attention as crack did back then?
Well, for a while it was getting a really, really lot of attention. When all those people were dying.
Yeah.
But right now, I think with Donald Trump being in the presidency and with his shenanigans, has really dominated the media for the past, I guess, 3 years since he's been in the White House.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I noticed that with he's been in the office, man. Like it hasn't really. A lot of the reporting's been about him, but we're kind of blind to a lot of stuff that's been going on. I'm sure you see that on.
Absolutely. I believe that if he wins again, he'll totally destroy this country.
Do you think he'll win?
I don't think he will. I'm hoping that he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I believe that the life that we know here in America, if he wins again, we'll no longer experience that in this country.
And right now, with the way that the coronavirus was handled, man, in a way that's gone already.
Yeah, he totally blew his handling of the coronavirus, and still today he's still blowing it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I wanted to ask you about because we're from the Bay Area. We're all grew up around Richmond, California. I don't know if you're familiar with Richmond, California.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I go to the Bay a few times a year.
Oh, okay. Well, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I was been curious since I watched a lot of your interviews. And did you ever work with Felix Mitchell? Was that after your time?
No, but I did with Little D.
Oh, his son, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Nephew. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that was after your time in a way, right?
No, that was before.
That was before. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. He was before your time. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Felix was before my time a little bit.
Okay. We wanted to ask you also, man. As far as like crime drama, crime movies, film. For you, what's one of the most realistic films about the life that you would say, in your opinion, that really does it justice?
I really liked it. Blow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like Blow though. Blow was one of the most realistic ones that I saw so far.
Did you, as far as like I know you talked about, you said you did work with Little D. Did you ever work with what's his name from the film Blow, Boston George?
No.
No. Okay.
We did a few things since he's been out of prison, but no, not before he went to prison.
I see you do a lot of mentoring young people.
Yeah, I do.
Is that something that so how does that work? Because I know when you go to a lot of those meetings, you're around other people who are convicted felons, and I know some people you're not supposed to interact.
Not me. I'm off parole.
Oh, you're off parole.
Yeah, so I can do whatever I want to do now. I'm a free man. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm mentoring a kid right now out of Philadelphia, Nafir Charles. I believe that he's probably going to wind up being one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's going to beat Floyd's record. He wants to beat Floyd's record, and he wants to make more money than Floyd Mayweather made.
Oh, is he in the same weight class as Floyd?
He will be. He's only 20 years old right now. He's fighting in the 135. But when you age, you start to gain that weight. So
yeah,
that's true.
I gained all my weight at 12, man. No, no. I heard that you have a boxing team, right? You have him, but you have more.
I do. I got a whole team of boxers.
How many boxers do you have right now?
I think we about 8 deep, maybe 9.
What's the name of the team?
Freeway team Freeway.
Team Freeway. Like, do you have your own coaches, or do you have
Yeah, each fighter has their own coach.
Each fighter has their own coach. That's awesome, man. How did you get into boxing? Have you always been a fan, or?
It looked like easy picking, you know.
Yeah.
You see all these people doing it, and you know, it don't look like they're doing it right. So you say, let me go on in here and get this fruit off the tree.
Right out, yeah.
Before it fall on the ground.
Yeah, and go bad. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no sense in letting it go bad. You know,
yeah.
Somebody could use it, like me.
Exactly.
As far as like, because it seems like you're involved in a lot of different things, and
I love work.
Yeah, no, that's what and before you got into what you were into, you were a tennis player. I read a lot about that. You've always been a hardworking person, regardless of what you were. I saw it when you were in prison. You were working hard every day, in the library,
reading books, studying.
Right, and when you went in, you were literate. Yeah, so for you that you've done illegal and legal, as an entrepreneur, what's one thing that, regardless of legal or illegal, that you would say to someone who's an entrepreneur that you just gotta have to be successful?
Answer that telephone.
Answer that telephone. Okay.
Because you don't know who calling.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
it's very philosophical.
Could be the connect calling, you didn't answer.
That's very true.
He called somebody else. When you didn't answer, he called somebody else. They got the gig.
Availability.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. It right now, like during that pandemic, because like I said, it seems like you're a very busy guy. Is there something that you've taken on since the pandemic, since we've been locked away?
Yeah, I started doing my lives on Instagram where I'll be interviewing a lot of people.
I saw some of that, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I enjoyed doing that. But I just like making money.
Yeah, right.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People
not everybody knows how to do it.
It takes a lot of work. You know, it just don't come to you.
Right.
And then, too, once you get it, you got to know how to keep it. My man said it don't come with instructions.
Yeah, that is true, man. It's
a lot of what you're doing. It'll be easy come, easy go.
There's a lot of cats that
easy go, huh?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of cats that make it and then they lose it. Like
it ain't easy to get on. Yeah, so you gotta know how to keep it as well. Don't just get it, but keep it.
What as far as like I wanted to ask you you've already written a number of books. It's been what are you at, number 3 now?
I'm working on number 3.
You're working on number 3.
Well, really, it could be considered 4 because I did a novel that I don't
really.
Yeah, I did a novel, but I don't really push the novel because it's fiction. I like pushing that real life stuff.
Right.
Let me ask you about your fiction, because I have a hand in writing fiction myself. Like, what's your novel about? I know you're like, I don't push it, but I'm curious. You piqued my curiosity, sir.
It's called Black Scarface. It's about a black drug dealer. And, part of it is real. I use real scenarios, but it's really a fictitious character.
Okay.
Matter of fact, my partner who I wrote that with, he's put out about 5 or 6 different versions of that Black Scarface now.
Oh, wow. But that was originally your creation.
No, he came up with the idea. He just solicited me to go in and help him write it.
Okay. That brings me to another question. Like I know you as yourself has been featured in films like Kill the Messenger, like you know, someone played you. I forgot his name. The actor.
Mike K. Williams.
Yeah, from Boardwalk Empire. Great actor, man. Is there plans to make a film about your story, a feature
Yep.
film?
We
Yep.
just got the script about 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow, that's. Go ahead.
Are you allowed to tell us which production company is working on that?
We're doing it independently,
Nice.
working with Reginald Hutland and Kim Hardy.
Okay.
All right.
But it'd be independent.
I
didn't want nobody telling me how to do my movie, so
right.
I better keep control.
Yeah, no, that's
respect
to that.
I didn't want to be wearing no dress in the movie.
Yeah.
You know how they do black man, if he stand up too tall, they're gonna want to put a dress on him and put some
that's true.
on and some lipstick and paint his nails and all that. I said, oh no, we ain't doing none of that. You know, in the hood, they don't go down, they don't get down in the hood like that.
Nah.
No.
Let me ask, if you know, if money wasn't an option and you can have anybody you want to play you, who would it be?
Well, you know, I like the kid Childish Gambino, but the casting director, she gonna kill me for saying that. She don't want me naming nobody. She asked me don't name nobody, but I'm being disobedient again. So if I get swatched when I see her, so be it. But I like the kid Childish Gambino. I think that he would bring a different feel to the set, and I wish that I could have him to play the role. I think with him we'd make $1 billion.
Wow. Yeah.
No question.
No question about it. Yeah.
No question. It sounds like you've seen Atlanta.
Yeah, a lot of times. I lived in
show's top notch.
I lived in Atlanta for about a year.
You've been in Atlanta? You say you've been?
No, I lived there for about a year.
Oh, you lived there. Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
About 3 years ago, I was living in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Ross, what kind of experiences shape an entrepreneur?
Well, I mean, anything could shape. You know, it's according to how you look at it. And but definitely, I think poverty is one of the main driving forces behind entrepreneurs getting out and trying to make a difference.
Question for you about like as far as from like the 80s to now, is there like your inner circle, man? Like, cause I'm sure when something like that happens afterwards, your inner circle is completely different. Has there been a group of people that have kept you in a way sane from back then? You know, like to kind of cope with some of the things you lost back then.
I'm gonna keep myself sane. You know, one thing my teacher always told me, he said, if you lose everything, don't lose your mind.
Oof, yeah, that's.
I'm gonna always try to keep that mind functioning. You know, the legs can go, the arms, the eyes, and everything else go. But try to keep that mind on the right track.
Right on. That's
you lose the mind.
The gray matter is irreplaceable.
Yes, sir. I want to share something with you, a personal story, and I you know, maybe you can talk about it yourself. A couple of years, maybe it was about 2014. A family member who was involved with drugs. There was like a hit on him, and he lived with us at the time, and because of that, we had to relocate for a while. And I remember when I was away, I was just thinking like I will never be able to do this. I got to be hiding all the time, and I had a sense of hopelessness that I was never going to be able to live a regular life or you know. And there's a couple of things that kept me sane. I always wrote like stand up, my comedy jokes, and ideas that kept me, you know, just to keep myself going. For you, did you experience like a self of hopelessness at any time when you were doing life in jail? Which, you know, that in itself, it sounds crippling. It will cripple me with fear.
Absolutely, that was definitely days that I didn't know if I was going to be getting out. But for the most part, oh yeah. You go through it. I mean, you know, every you have different mood swings. You know,
right.
One day you happy, one day you sad, You know, that's just the way. You know, that's just life. You know,
Yeah,
it's people out here the same way.
that's
But,
true.
but now I'm out here. You know, I ain't had a sad day since I've been home.
That's beautiful.
11 years.
That's a blessing.
11 years, all joy.
Wow.
See, when you lose everything,
Yeah,
then you start to appreciate the little things. If you
that's
ever get them back.
that's true. You know, this is gonna sound funny. I lost everything but the weight.
Well, I know how to do that. I know how
Yeah,
to lose that weight.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, when you get the check, when you cash it, just bring me all the money.
All right.
I can't
There you
you will
go.
start to lose weight.
I'll keep that in mind when I get a big check, Mr.
Oh my
Ross.
No, you don't
goodness.
need no big one, just
Now,
whatever you get.
I'll go
now,
whatever I get. Yeah.
Yeah, just bring.
well, and Mr. Ross, you mentioned losing everything, and I'm assuming that
No,
when the
not
feds
everything. I didn't lose
caught
my
up to
mind.
you,
Remember, I said don't lose
That's
your
true.
mind.
Not your mind.
I kept the
right,
mind.
you're right, you're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
I
But as
just
far as finances,
yeah, but that stuff is nothing. The mind made all that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
that's true. Oh, but what I wanted to ask is, I'm assuming when you left, it seems like not even assuming, when you left prison, you reinvented yourself. You came out with new vigor. So how does someone go from zero to everything? Because now you're doing
Real
everything.
fast. Real
It's like,
fast. You do it real
yeah,
fast. No. Well, you know, it took a while. You know, the whole 20 years that I was in prison, I studied and I recognized where my strengths were and my weaknesses, and I focused on those.
That's that's got to be. I think for you, based on like what you went through, and how you came out of it. For me, this got to be the most successful prison story. You know, like you actually mastered yourself in prison, and now you're doing great outside of prison.
But I don't want to have just the greatest prison story. I want to have the greatest story. Period.
Right. No, definitely, because
We're gonna let the critics put the prison on there, but we just gonna call it the greatest story.
that's
You
I
know, how many people you know that shot 2 movies at one time?
that I personally know. No,
not
nobody.
me.
You heard of?
All
You ain't even heard of it. I'm gonna
right.
stuff that ain't never been heard of.
I'm scratching my head, and we're film buffs over here in this
Yeah,
podcast crew. I can't think of,
I can't think
maybe
of
Phil.
anybody
Phil, you
that's
got anybody?
nah, not that I can think of.
Yeah, so that's how we do it.
Mm.
And
But
then we're gonna tackle this weed game too.
oh yeah, man,
Scratch. And we're gonna tackle it from scratch.
and that's not something you were really, like you said, you weren't really dealing with that back then, right? It was
No,
straight.
I wasn't even counting on being in the weed business. I just saw it was there for the taking, and I was like, fuck it. Oops,
Yeah,
French. That was
man.
French. Let me take this game over and use it for the people.
And on top of how it's used a lot for recreation, uh, like that. Like I personally didn't know as much as I know now about the medicinal properties of marijuana. Do you also like sell the oil? Is that something your products also include? If anything, we'll throw in a commercial for Freeway in between.
Yeah, throw them LA Kingpin in there. You know what
LA
I'm saying?
Kingpin.
I'm gonna have some bad models out here posing with them. So you know what I'm saying? You definitely want to put them on the website. You
Hey,
out of
oh
here.
yeah, okay. Is it okay if we say this episode sponsored by LA Kingpin?
Yeah,
All
right
right.
now. You can say that right
Oh,
now.
right now, just so you listeners listening, this episode is brought to you by LA Kingpin. LA Kingpin himself is on. Go ahead and tell them where they can find your product.
Oh, you can get it at freewayrickyross.com for the books, the t-shirts. Now, you know the marijuana, I can't sell it over the internet.
Exactly. Yeah,
'Cause that's illegal.
that is illegal.
But you can go to a
For
dispensary near
now.
you and get for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're gonna let us go all across the country, and then we can go with Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, man.
He ain't gonna get in the weed. He probably scared of
Nah,
the weed.
he probably never even got a
But he
contact
better be
guy.
careful because Donald Trump might try to disband Amazon. You know, he don't like rich people.
Do you think he'll be a
Donald Trump
tree?
doesn't like anyone.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you think he'll be a trillionaire eventually?
Who built? I mean,
Bezos.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That another question since you mentioned it, because we said for now, like, do you see all 50 states being marijuana legal in your lifetime?
Yeah. They're gonna have to because the profit margin is so well and so big that everybody is gonna get in and try to capitalize on
They have to. Yeah.
I mean, you would be crazy not to.
Right. Do you see any other drug becoming legal? Like, not, since you're in that industry, man, do you see any other drug that
Well, they saying mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're saying hallucinogens. People have been pushing for hallucinogens to be mainstream since like Aldous Huxley, the guy that wrote Brave New World, actually was a proponent of hallucinogens. Like this is like back in the 1920s. He wrote an essay about how they are great for opening up creativity. And this is a dude that was college educated and widely respected. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No.
I talked to a few people about them, and they say that that the high is off the chain.
And you yourself have never had any of the.
No mushrooms, only marijuana.
Oh wow. Okay. Even you never have you ever? Did you ever? Try the.
Coke. Yeah, I tried coke before.
Okay, but that was not like a. Did you ever do it like just occasionally, or you never really
I did
that?
2 weeks straight.
2 weeks straight.
And then I quit.
Wow, that's the first, because I usually hear when you do it more than once, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. The shit was too good.
well I was to understand that like with coke you could sort of pick it up.
Anything make you sell your old lady who you in love with is too good for me. I don't want it. You keep it.
Oh man,
there you go.
Yeah, that does sound like too good. Yeah, and
I don't want the homie to have none.
Right.
We cool, but not like that.
Nah, man. Imagine you, the hustler that you are, on cocaine.
No,
you would have.
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing, man.
No.
Yeah. As far as
now,
go ahead.
I've heard it said that cardinal rule for drug dealing, at least in media, they've said, don't get high on your own supply. But I've actually, without saying any names, a friend of a friend of a friend was dealing heroin that and from what I understand, they were also using. So I wonder, like, is that edict of not getting high on your own supply true, or is that like,
does it happen
that just
often?
some fictional stuff? Do most dealers actually follow that edict of not like dipping into their own sources?
Yeah, they.
Because it seems like sound advice.
It is, and they do.
More often than you realize, probably, huh? Like,
yeah, it's the beginners that really try it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was telling them when I was selling barbecue, I should have followed that advice.
Yeah, the beginners. The beginners, they get off track, and they want to try the product and see how it tastes and all that, what it do to you. But anyway, we on some takeover.
Yeah, man. Hey, for you, that you're you brought yourself up to a great life up out of would you say you brought your whole
welfare,
family out of
welfare. We was on welfare when I grew up.
Right. You
and
broke.
And I didn't like it either. I didn't like welfare. I didn't like food stamps. I didn't like government cheese. I didn't like none of it.
A lot of our listeners are from the Richmond area, and some young who are maybe grew up on welfare, and who are a lot of them.
No, it ain't nothing wrong with being on. Yeah, they don't take no knock because you was on.
Oh no. I'm just saying
I didn't like being on there.
Right. I understand. No, what I'm saying is to those listeners who are on that who want to lift themselves up, but they don't. What message would you have to those people that
Despise it.
despise it?
Yeah.
Despise it to where you want to just break off from it completely, where you don't. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you almost do anything to get off, and that was my case.
Are you still active in like are you involved in any way in tennis? I know that was a big thing for you growing up.
Tennis court.
You have a tennis court.
No. I don't have a tennis court. I just left it though at the park.
Oh, I see. Oh, damn. Okay, so you follow it, like you watch it still? 'Cause that was like what that was what you were, based on the documentary I watched. That's what you wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, no, I was coaching some kids today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And for going back to what we talked about earlier, where can we watch, or is some of your boxers that our followers can maybe go look at their Instagram, or do you know where we could watch some of their fights?
Yeah, you could go to Team Freeway and it have all the information with all the fighters.
Team Freeway.
Naifir fight this weekend, Saturday, in South Carolina. I think a couple other of the fighters will be fighting in about 2 weeks. But we're gonna build our own platform where they'll be able to go and see all the fights.
Okay. Man, I also wanted to ask you, do you, like, I know we talked about it briefly. Do you have an idea when we could be watching the Freeway movie, or is that still
probably about a year?
About a year.
Yeah, because it takes a while. It takes about 90 to 100 days to shoot, and then it takes about 6 months to edit it.
Wow.
So we figuring about a year, and then we got to do the marketing and so forth. So we got a little while. Also, if there's any models out there that want to do some photo shoots, I'm looking for some really beautiful women.
Okay.
To come and do some modeling with my product.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
You heard it here, listeners.
Yes.
Those of you that think you have the right stuff, as it were, send us your
straight from the
information.
king. Straight from the king.
And if anybody want to keep up with me, they can go to Instagram. They hacked my Facebook page. Oh yeah, and everybody better watch out if you got money on your Cash App. It's people that done found a way to get money off your Cash App, and they're using a Facebook logo to do that. So be careful with your Cash App money, because they hit me today for $1,100 and tried to hit me for like $3,000.
Dang.
On Cash App.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And another question, man. As far as you as an entrepreneur, man, is it what's your prediction for like the nation going forward? Because we talked about that earlier.
We better get rid of Donald Trump. I know that. I don't think he's gonna turn over the power easily. I think that it's gonna be a battle to get the power from him. But
that's a crazy thing to think about. Like the president is not gonna be willing to give up the power.
No, well, he wants to be a dictator. He likes Putin and
yeah. The Korean guy, he said he liked how he
Kim Jong
people. Yeah.
How they had the power. So
yeah,
he wants to be a dictator, but he's too dumb. I mean, read a book, motherfucker. That's what somebody ought to ask him. Say, can you read? Because I heard his niece said that somebody took the test for him. So
yeah,
we don't even know if he can read and write. But
can I ask you about a current event?
Yeah.
What do you think about the current thing that happened with Breonna Taylor? That I don't know if you heard about the case.
The Kentucky ruling,
absolutely.
Right?
It was awful. It was awful.
Crazy.
Poor girl. But in situations like that, you have to also empathize with the police. Her boyfriend shot at him. So, if you shoot at the cops, they're going to return fire. So
yeah, and unfortunately, she was asleep. Yeah, no,
Well, it was a tough one. That's a tough one. But if you're a logical thinking person, and you know that if somebody found the cops, then more than likely the cops gonna return fire.
Now, is there conclusive proof that he did shoot at the police?
I mean, I don't think nobody has debated that
Right.
he shot at him.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody debate that. I think what the debate was is that they shot so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was an unfortunate thing. And for any of our listeners, man, if there's anything you want them to take away from this interview, or anything any last message you'd like to give them.
Well, just tell everybody, man, this is a tough time for everybody. Don't feel like you're the only one going through it, because you're not. Rick Ross is going through it too. Yeah. But I made up my mind that when the going get tough, the tough get going. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get going, and I encourage all of you to stand up, get going, be tough, and by all means, let's vote this motherfucking Donald Trump out of office. Please. If you don't do it for nobody else, do it for Rick Ross.
Yeah.
He did not give you that money. That money come from the federal government. It didn't come out of Donald Trump's bank account. So all y'all who saying he gave you that money, stop it.
Yep.
Get him out of there.
It came from our pockets, essentially.
It was taxpayer money.
Yeah. Hey, 2024, Freeway Rick Ross for president.
No, I don't necessarily want to be president. But
you heard it here. The Voice Party. This is the official, Voice Party candidate.
You wouldn't want the job?
Nah, they're a little too intrusive.
Yeah.
I still like to hit corner every now and then.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. I look forward to seeing your movie. I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you very much for your words. It was a pleasure talking to you. I watched a lot of your stuff. You guys got something.
Well, make sure you go and get, when you come to LA, some of that Freeway and some of that LA Kingpin. You get your head right.
I mean,
will do.
All right. One love. Thank y'all. I enjoyed it.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Freeway.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.